Hey, so I am finally back doing a new video. It's been quite a while since I've posted anything on YouTube from a review perspective, and I actually have a couple of reviews coming out this next week, so stay tuned for them. This is going to be for some new Aukey headphones. Now, anybody that's watched my reviews knows that I'm a runner and I also love music. Two things that work really well together. To kind of support that, I also like good sounding headphones that stay put while I'm running. I don't like things slipping around and popping out of my ear when I'm, running or uh, giving me some tinny, horrible sound. I like a good, nice, full sound with a good bass, good mids, good highs. Um, so to that end, I picked up a couple of new headphones to augment my stack of other headphones um, that I already own that I use for running and biking. So today we're going to talk about the Aukey Aukey Key series, EP-N7, which are these guys, and the Key series, also made by Aukey, EP-T10s, which are these guys. Now, to keep things simple, we're just going to call these the N7s, these the T10s, okay? So, N7, T10. Um, I like both of these. This is actually the second and third pair of Aukey Key Series headphones that I've purchased. This pair, which I reviewed 1 or 2 years ago, I can't remember exactly when. I want to say it was a year ago. Um, this is the Key Series EP-T18NC. And these actually were, if you saw that video, these actually sounded very good. They have the long stock on, right? I think the review is not about these. However, I ended up breaking these because I was doing some modifications and I broke the charging port on one of these guys. So, only one headset actually works now. But these actually sounded very good. We're not going to talk about these anymore. However, the replacement, the new version of these is the Key Series N7s. It's these guys right here. So there's a few things that are different about these besides the massive size of the case on the T10s and this much smaller, much nicer case on the N7s. Um, the N7s, on top of having a smaller case, also have active noise canceling, which is a really nice feature when you're running or biking. I've actually been using both of these headphones now for, these I've been using for a few weeks, these I've been using for 1 week. And out of the two, just to get this out right in the open, I like the sound and obviously the size of the case and the way these fit better than these. All right, and we'll talk about this awkward case and how it opens for the T10s. Um, but they're both good headphones. They're good headphones. The problem that I actually had gotten these first, and they both use a magnetic attachment system and charging pogo pins that you see there, and also in the case. You see them right there in the case. The problem right out of the box, literally, that I had with these guys is that for some reason, Aukey did only included two sizes of plugs, earplugs, on these, and I shouldn't say that. I'm sorry. They had three sizes, but the largest size wasn't large enough. My ear canal, entry is I mean, it's not huge, right? But it's bigger than the ones that were provided in there. And I tried everything under the sun. I could not get them to fit properly and stay locked in. I mean, they weren't popping out, but they weren't properly sealing in the ear canal. When they go in, they've got a seal. You've got to have a proper seal in your ear canal to, keep out the outside ambient sound, and also to make sure you're getting proper audio range from the driver. These things only have a you know, a 0.8 millimeter driver inside, so to get a big rich sound, you've got to be able to seal that in your ear, and that's the job of these plugs. It wasn't doing it. Basically, what was happening is there was leakage because the largest one was too small. So there was, you know, outside ambient sound getting in, plus the fact that it just wasn't leaking. So they sounded horrible. They sounded very tinny. I ran several times and I'm like, oh, these things are garbage. I don't like them. So I started going through, you know, I'm sure as you all do, I have, you know, a bag of these things from different headphones. So I tried different ones from different ones, and then I remembered, oh, wait a second, I have my old Aukey ones made by this guy. So I took the ones that you actually I took the ones that came with these guys off because this one wasn't working anymore. So I said, well, let me try those. Well, they fit in my ear obviously because they were working fine with this headset. However, the circumference of the actual rubber piece on these is bigger than it is on these. So when I would put them on, when I would take these out of my ear, the rubber piece would just stay in my ear because the hole was too big for the actual plastic piece that it connects to. So that wasn't working. Then I also couldn't put them in the case because when I would put them in the case, the rubber piece would get caught down inside of the case here, and then I'd have to fish it out with a knife or something. So that was a pain in the butt. So I had to like take them off and put them here, and then, you know, put the whole thing together when I was going to go running. And it was just annoying. So a few weeks later, I ordered these, the N7s, and you know, they also had the noise canceling, which was the same as the older series. And these came with the proper size rubber pieces for your ear, that's actually what I have on here now. So I have the largest size that came with the N7s on the T10s, and now these guys fit perfectly. The sound quality is amazing on them. They're great. They're great for running. They stay in my ear. I don't have any more problems with them. Okay. And luckily, these were the ones that came out of the box on this set. These actually fit me perfectly because just the way these sit in your ear is different. You know, these go down so that it sits in your ear canal. And when you put it in your ear canal, you twist it in this direction. So maybe if I do it this way, so you put it in your ear canal and then you twist it like this, and it locks it into place. And because of that twist, even though this is a smaller rubber piece, it actually locks it into place, and I don't have any sound leakage. And these sounded perfect out of the box. These actually are a little bit, you know, thicker, so they actually stick out of your ear more, right? So they sit in your ear, so you see how much further that sticks out of your ear. Well, actually, it would really sit like this. So it would sit like that in your ear, versus these tend to sit a little bit more, you know, tend to sit a little bit more flush in your ear. So that's a nice feature to have them sit a little bit more flush. And as far as sound, I actually like the sound quality of these guys better. I mean, these are good. Don't get me wrong; they're good. They're good for running. They sound great. But these just, I don't know what it is. It must be the way they're designed. The active noise canceling. They actually they sound much more. They sound premium, more premium than these do. And truthfully, they are my absolute second favorite running headphones. So let's talk about different features that these guys have. The T10's case actually does wireless charging. So, you know, it's going to have a coil back here on the bottom. You can put it on your wireless charger. It will do its thing. It'll charge it, and it says it'll charge it in about an hour and a half, whether it's wireless or using USB-C. The N7s only have a USB-C connector, no wireless charging, but I like the size of the case. I mean, look at the size. Look at this whole case basically covers about half of case for the T10s. So I just love this guy. You can just throw that in any little pocket and it'll fit. These guys are much larger, much bulkier, but you know they come with wireless charging, so it's easy to just throw it on a wireless charger and walk away without having to plug anything in. So you know, there's good and bad in the size of the case. You get about the same charge performance on both of them, and they, as far as battery life lasts about the same on both of them. You're going to be getting, you know, about 5 to 6 hours per charge on headphone, and about, you know, 24-hour charge on the actual case itself. So you can charge each headset, you know, 3 to 4 times. That's about normal and average for, you know, headphones for wireless, truly wireless headphones these days, so it's not breaking any new ground. This design is definitely an interesting design. It's a little bit different than other, you know, true wireless headphones that I have seen, because you kind of have a combination of, you know, like the earbud type of connection or body with that leg down, you know, that turkey leg kind of piece on the bottom there. So, and that is, I think, is what allows it to really stay put, because when it locks into your ear, this part, you know, locks into your ear in the canal, versus having this little wing on the top, and then this kind of sits in that, you know, that little groove on your ear that goes down. It kind of sits in that groove and just keeps it in place. Even though these stay in place very well, every once in a while I've got to you know, situate one of these guys, because as your ear gets sweaty, right, it might tend to slide out a little bit. You may have to dry your ear out and put it back in. Whereas these, I mean, I've run 4 miles with these in, and they just stay put. They don't move. And they're just very comfortable. You don't even feel like they're in your ear. And they do a very good job of isolating the sound. So let's talk about the different audio features differences. One thing I like about these headphones here, and this is interesting because the old series, these I always forget the name of them, the T10Cs had similar features to this guy that are not in this one. We'll talk about that in a second, but are in this guy. So I guess I'll just leave this here since I've been referring to it. The T10s, if you do a long press on either ear, on the right ear, it's going to raise the volume or lower the volume. It's awesome because you have capacitive buttons on both of these guys. You have them on the N7s and the T10s. But on this one, you can control the volume. You can't do that on the N7s. So you can, outside of your phone, you can raise the volume or lower the volume by doing a long press and just holding it down until whatever volume level you want. You get the typical, you know, the triple press for the assistant that you get on both, and you get the double tap for on the right for next track, double tap on the left for previous track, single tap on either one to play and pause, and also the same thing for answering and ending calls. So that all works the same between the two of them. But the ability to raise and lower your volume is a feature that I really like on these guys, because that way I don't have to depend on my watch to do it or make change it on my phone. I can just do it directly on the headphone. These, like I said, similar functions. You can't control the volume on these, unfortunately, but these have active noise cancellation. So they have that. Not only do they have ANC, but they also have ambient sound. So you basically have ANC on, ANC off, or ambient sound on these headphones. And the ambient, as I'm sure most of you are aware, means that it enhances the external audio that's around you. So if you're trying to have a conversation with somebody, you don't have to take your headphones out. You can just say, set it on ambient mode, and then it will use the microphones, which, I don't know if you can see those pinholes, but there's like a pinhole there and a pinhole there. Those are the microphones. So not only are they used for phone calls and for the active noise cancellation, but they're also used for ambient sound. So it will pick up the ambient sounds around you. And what I've seen in practice, it looks like it tries to pick up voice versus just noise around you. So it kind of goes into active noise cancellation-ish, and then when it senses that someone's speaking, then it kind of amplifies that, is what I found in practice. Now, I have to do a little bit more research on this, and I probably should have done that before doing this review, but that's how it seems to work for me, which is kind of interesting. I mean, it's really based around conversation. So I'm having a conversation, I'm going to hear that person. But if I'm not having a conversation, it tends to block out all the other sounds of, dog barking or people walking by or cars going by, that sort of thing. So that's good. And then the active noise cancellation works exactly as, active noise cancellation, just blocks out all most external sounds. But I have to say, even with the ANC off on this headset, it still works very well, and it does, because of the way it just locks into your ear, it keeps most ambient sounds out, even with the ANC turned off. Battery life is really, like I said, about the same on both of them. I haven't used this one enough to know if you run it with ANC on, whether you're going to get a big hit on battery. Usually you will get some type of hit on battery because it's extra processing to have ANC turned on. But if it's anything like other ANC headphones I've had, it's not a really big drop, so I wouldn't be super concerned about it. This one's IPX5, so they both are. They're both IPX5, so they're water resistant. There's not going to be, you're not going to be sweat isn't going to kill them. Rain isn't going to kill them. They just, if you're a runner or a biker, then you need that. And for the ambient sound, it does a maximum of 35 decibel increase, just so that's how much extra volume you're going to get of the ambient sound. That pretty much covers it. Both of these guys. Oh yeah, I forgot I was going to talk about the weird case. ANC's got a thing about weird cases. I mean, you look at this old one, right? It opens like this. Yeah, this one, and these are comments that people have made about this one. But yeah, that's just a little strange how that opens up, and it just spins in either direction. I mean, it does a good job protecting the headphones, keeps them out there, keeps them locked away. But it isn't the most convenient. You really can't open it. Well, I guess you can open it one-handed, but you really have to really kind of pay attention to what you're doing, right, to kind of make sure you're doing it. So I guess you can open it one-handed, but really you really need to open it two-handed. It's like turning the cap of a bottle, really. But other than that, I mean, that's really kind of the only dig I would put into these, and just for folks like myself that have larger ear canals, they really need to put a larger size plug in here for those. The size that the largest one that it comes with is not large enough for folks that have a larger ear canal opening, and they're not gonna be happy with the sound. I tell you, I was really close to putting these in the trash heap because the sound was horrible by not having a good seal. So once I got the good seal, it was literally like night and day from a sound quality perspective. All right, well, if you like this video, hit that like button, and keep an eye out for new videos that I'll be posting soon. And if you haven't seen my videos that I've already posted, older ones, hop on there and check them out. I love to review things that are that I find interesting to me or that are useful to me. I hope that these reviews are helpful to someone out there, so when they're making decisions, they're informed decisions, and they're getting the best product that will be useful to them. All right, we'll see you next time.